Welcome into the Siegel Center here in Richmond, Virginia. It's the Seattle Redhawks and the VCU Rams in a non-conference matchup here on Masson and ESPN+. I'm Joe Deck. Ed Nixon is going to be with me on the call for this one. It's going to be an exciting non-conference matchup between these two sides.
Absolutely. Seattle 2-1, VCU 2-1. Somebody wants to leave out of here 3-1. We'll see which team can impose their will and come out victorious.
Well, the big trip for the Seattle Redhawks. Let's take a look at the players to watch for both sides.
Okay, for Seattle, Mr. Alex Shoemaker averaging 15 points per game, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He's an athletic guard. He likes to get to the rim so he can create for his teammates and himself.
Coming off that 24 points in the loss against Northern Arizona. And now we'll take a look at VCU's player to watch.
VCU's player to watch is Tobi Lawal. He's extremely athletic, has a 49.5-inch vertical. He's very dangerous in transition, and he's super active on the offensive boards. And he also had his first career double-double last game as well.
Now for the keys to the game, the CarMax keys to the game. CarMax proud to be an official used car retailer of VCU Athletics.
For Seattle, they want to protect the paint. VCU thrives when they get paint touches, whether that be offensive boards or penetration kicks. And also, limit their turnovers, averaging just under 20 turnovers a game. That can be very dangerous playing a team like VCU. For VCU, they want to slow down the guard play. Alex Shoemaker and Tyson can also they're averaging 15 points per game, which is very deadly. And they also want to control the boards because they have big bodies that love to crash the glass.
Well, those are your CarMax keys to the game, and now we are going to step aside, but when we come back, it'll be time for the starting lineups and the tip-off here from the Siegel Center in Richmond. And on ESPN+, Joe Deck and Ed Nixon with you as we take a look at the starting lineups. First for the Redhawks from Seattle, obviously they're going to go with Schumacher, Tyson, Panja, Chatfield, and Williamson. Williamson, a guy who loves to block shots down low, Ed.
Yeah, and I think Williamson can really make his impact felt as long as he, stays out of foul trouble. I know Seattle is a big team, but however, they're going to have to be very careful. VCU is an aggressive team, crashing glass and attacking the paint.
And for VCU, their starting lineup, they're going to be featuring Jackson, Bell, Shulga, Kwani, and Furman.
Now with this starting lineup, I want to see if they can get off to a good start. That's kind of been their Achilles heels these last few games. If they get off to a good start and maintain it, look out Seattle.
So we'll have to see how VCU and Seattle do here. VCU in the gold and Seattle in the black for this ball game today in Richmond, Virginia. We're glad you are with us. Again, Joe Deck and Ed Nixon in a non-conference showdown. The first meeting between the Redhawks and the Rams happening here today. Looks like Furman and Chatfield will go at it for the tip. Furman wins the tip as it goes to Jackson, and now VCU will start with possession with the Ukrainian Shulga handing it off to Kwani.
And I want to see VCU's execution out the gate. They struggle with turnovers early in games.
Kwani misses. Shulga saves it before it goes into the backcourt, though, and now Jackson started to go baseline, kicks it back out to Shulga. He'll drive inside, pick up his dribble. Has to find a teammate. There's Kwani going inside. Works his way around Williamson and finds the first 2 points.
Great spin move by Kwani there. And it looks as if VCU wants to get him going early. He's the one star that really hasn't found his footprint yet.
The Australian made a nice move along the baseline there for his first points of the day. Pulling up for a long two that is short is Cameron Tyson. And pulling that in is Bell. I think VCU might have gotten a piece of that one as well.
Absolutely. But VCU has to be aware of Cameron Tyson. He's going to shoot those type of shots all night long.
Bell driving in on Tyson. Gives it off to Furman. Now Kwani. As VCU down to 8 on the shot clock. Shulga creates some space. Now tries a 3 off the side of the rim. No good. The rebound pulled in by Branton Chatfield. There's a look at our player to watch for Seattle as he couldn't get the lay in to fall. Alex Shoemaker just off the mark. Zeb Jackson wasting no time in transition. He's off the back of the rim, no good, but he takes the contact and draws a foul.
And Shoemaker is really good at getting downhill. You've seen the patience with the screen and roll, getting in the paint. Shot a little bit off balance. However, VCU has to clean that up if they want to continue to win this game.
Jackson heads to the line for 2 shots here.
I like Jackson's aggressiveness early on.
Makes the first. Senior from Toledo, averaging 14.7 per game. Take a look here again on the replay. Nifty move as he was sliding to the basket and took the contact. He makes both from the line, so didn't get the field goal, but makes the most out of that opportunity. It's 4-0 VCU here early.
And I know it's early on, but watching that replay, Seattle is definitely going to have to do a better job in transition.
Here's a 3. That one for Cameron Tyson, as you mentioned, not afraid to shoot it from distance. Gets the Redhawks on the board and pulls them within 1 here early, and now we're going to have another blocking foul on Seattle. This one on Tyson.
Seattle ran a great play, bringing Tyson off the screen for the catch and shoot 3. I think VCU got caught and went over the screen. You can't do that when you're guarding a 3-point shooter. You have to trail.
Jackson gets the inbound, kick it out to Bell, and now Shulga going inside, and Shulga going to be called for the travel. Turnover for VCU, and we'll see the Redhawks take over. And for Seattle, they had a heartbreaking loss in Northern Arizona in their last time out. And Ed, as I was alluding to there at the end of the pregame show, very interested to see how they respond to that. Having the 3-pointer rim out at the buzzer, it's a tough way to lose as that one misses out of bounds back to VCU.
Well, it's always exciting, or interesting, I should say, to see how teams respond to losses. Some teams fold in the tent, some teams come back harder. So I'm curious to see how Seattle handles it.
And to your point, we saw VCU after their season opening loss really rebound with 2 wins, including a pretty decisive victory over Radford as that shot misses out, but VCU gets the offensive board. Jackson now going baseline, kicks it out. Kwani for 3, off the back of the iron, no good. Tipped by Bell, and he'll pull in another offensive rebound. Shulga inside to Furman. Gets it up and over Williamson and in.
And that's an improvement in Furman's game. He didn't have that capability last year, but it's good to see him be patient on the post, go over that left shoulder for the right-hand finish.
And Ed, you were talking about it in your keys to the game. Seattle cannot let VCU dominate the boards as they have here in the early portion of this game.
Absolutely.
3 offensive rebounds already for VCU in the opening minutes. Is driving to the basket with Shoemaker. Couldn't finish, though, and VCU gets a defensive rebound. Bell receives the pass from Shulga. He'll be fouled on his way through. Foul is on the floor. That one's going to be on Shoemaker. It'll be his first.
And to talk about the offensive rebounds by VCU, VCU is uncharacteristically a large team this year. Everybody is outside of 1 or 2 players, Jason Nelson and a walk-on, including the coach's son. Everybody's 6'5" and up. So any team playing VCU, you're gonna have to be ready to crash the glass.
Bell misses a 3, going for it, but it gets out of bounds. So possession back over to the Redhawks as Furman couldn't corral that one in time.
Michael Bell, freshman, doesn't really look like one. With his 6'8", 220 frame.
Yes, very tall young man from London, England, as we see Seattle trying to see if they can respond with a basket. Williamson try a long 2 off the mark. Rebound pulled in by Furman. Kwani gives it back to Bell. VCU working it around the perimeter, looking for inside opportunities. Jackson started to go baseline. That opened up Furman just enough to receive it, and he knocks down the mid-range jumper.
And Christian Furman off to a red-hot start, 2 from the field.
Furman adding in a couple of rebounds to go with his 4 points here at the start. And there you see Williamson start to run into some trouble. He does find a teammate in Tyson. Now going back to Williamson. That one's poked away, and it's a steal as it ends up in the hands of Christian Furman, continuing his hot start. Bell driving. It'll be a blocking foul, no shot, but the foul is the second on Shoemaker already.
And that's going to spell trouble for Seattle. Shoemaker creates for himself and for everybody else. So I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that. Or is the coach going to trust him to come back and allow him to play with 2 fouls, knowing he can pick up his 3?
8-3, VCU ahead as we take a break here on Macedon on ESPN+. Virginia, Seattle, and VCU. It's 8-3 Rams. And Ed, we talked about that 2-point percentage. VCU 3 for 3 inside the arc. If you're looking for a problem for VCU in that opening period, it was the outside the arc shooting over 5.
Well, yeah, I think Michael Bell shot 2 of those. I don't think that's his specialty. And then the shot selection can also improve VCU. Get deeper paint touches and kick out to the open shooters, and they'll knock them down eventually.
Now, the plus side on that is they have 3 offensive rebounds already, 8 rebounds against just 2 Red Hawk rebounds. VCU dominating the glass here early.
And that's going to be trouble for Seattle. They can't allow VCU to dominate the boards like that, because eventually the outside shots are going to start falling, and then you're going to have people like Tobi Lawal coming in to make a point of emphasis.
Goes in, and it will count. He was fouled on the way up. That was Jason Nelson finding Tobi Lawal, cutting to the basket, and that was the thing of beauty right there.
Absolutely. And like we said, Tobi Lawal brings energy and a different type of swag to VCU when he comes off the bench. And immediately he comes in and makes a play, an opportunity for 3.
Misses the free throw. Rebound pulled in by the Red Hawks. Foul on Chatfield there. That's his second. So a couple Red Hawks already into some early foul trouble as Tyson's shot too strong off the back iron. Here's an offensive rebound for Seattle, though.
I think Michael Bell might have got away with a foul right there on the elbow of Tyson on the jump shot.
Driving is Tyson, and the floater falls for him. Gives him 5 now on the ball game.
Good way to read the defense and take what the defense gives you by Tyson right there. Nice floater over the 6'11" Christian Furman.
Shulga changes direction. Was looking at Furman momentarily, but probably wisely lays off as Chatfield was there. Lawal driving inside on Williamson now. He'll turn around, put a shot up, off the mark, and that's the long reach of Williamson altering that shot. Chatfield sets a hard screen on Bell.
And if I'm Bell, you got to get on your teammates. Your teammates got to communicate with you where that type of screen is coming from.
Lawal skies up for that rebound. Shulga now. Sidearm pass connects with Lawal. Bell directing traffic now. Tries another 3. That one's off the side, no good. Here comes Paris Dawson, a transfer from Portland State.
And Seattle's doing a really good job setting screens right now. They're setting strong, hard screens, making it hard for VCU to get over the top.
Whistle and a foul will be called on VCU's number 10, Tobi Lawal. First team foul on the Rams here as Bell, Shulga, and Furman will all check out. See Fats Billups check in, as well as Roosevelt Whaler.
Ooh.
That was a dangerous pass.
Dangerous pass, and I think he missed the player rolling to the basket. VCU did a poor job of covering the goal.
Trying to go baseline now, kicking it out. Driving in toward the baseline was Dawson. Maybe rushing the shot a little bit there was Cameron Tyson, but Seattle gets the rebound. Now this three-pointer is off the mark. That one a miss from the junior Dawson. Jackson gets a screen from Billups and knocks down the 3.
And I was just going to mention how VCU needs to step into some three-point shots with some confidence to knock it down. Zeb Jackson doesn't lack confidence whatsoever.
Williamson picked up his dribble. Now he'll find Dawson. Back and forth between Williamson and Dawson. Now they're going to include Riley. Shea Riley. Shot clock is winding down. Taken away by VCU as it ends up in the hands of Fats Billups.
Great defensive possession by VCU.
Billups coast to coast with a tough lay-in.
That was smooth right there. That was a very smooth layup.
Had to reverse it and still got it to fall with Williamson as well as another Seattle Red Hawk on either side of him. Loose ball poked away and taken in by Wheeler. However, he turns it right back over to Dawson. The shot rims out, somehow doesn't go down. Possession stays with Seattle. That one was halfway down, comes all the way out. And that is tough for Seattle. It's 15-5, VCU leading on the Seattle Redhawks. Will step back as it's VCU enjoying a 10-point lead over Seattle. And again, now that we've had another break here, Ed, you always look when they hand over the stat sheets what changed from the last one. And one thing is the field goal percentage just shot up for VCU, but the points in the paint, 8-2, the Rams having an advantage there.
Absolutely. And I look at the rebounding here as well, 7-11. They kind of closed that gap. However, VCU just making them pay with everything they do. From points off turnover, points in the paint, second chance points, fast break points, bench points. They're completely dominating the game thus far.
Have a whistle and a foul. As that will send Seattle to the line. Jackson picking up his first, and we'll see Cameron Tyson at the line for the first time today. Tyson makes his first. He has all 6 points right now for the Redhawks.
And Shoemaker's back in the game. And if I'm VCU, I want to get him in some screen and rolls, possibly get them to switch, see if we can pick up that third foul early.
Yeah, you mentioned he was out for a while because having 2 early fouls. He is back, and the last thing the Redhawks want is for him to pick up that third foul. 2 for 2 from the line was Tyson. Still, now he has 7 points as that one's loose. Saving it before it goes out was Nelson. Shot clock winding down. Jackson pump fakes a 3, now driving. Going to be fouled on his way to the basket. He'll head to the line.
And Zeb Jackson is just so crafty and quick with those quick jab steps. The pump fake. If you bite on anything, he's so quick he's going to get by you and create in the paint.
Shea Riley picking up that foul. Jackson to the line. First foul on Riley. First free throw goes down for Jackson. See here again how he gets Shoemaker off his feet, and that allows him to drive to the basket there, Ed, as he gets ready here for free throw number 2, and the lead back out to 10.
But yeah, Zeb Jackson is one of those guys you just have on defense. You have to be completely disciplined. You can't go for any of the fakes. He's going to give you a shimmy. He's going to give you a pump fake. He's going to give you a jab step. You have to stay solid.
Dawson, quick 3, can't connect as Lawal pulls it in. And right now, somebody for the Seattle Redhawks has to help out Cameron Tyson. Young man is doing it all by himself right now, and VCU with a 10-point advantage. As Nelson starts to go to the baseline, that one's going to be blocked. And Nelson is out. Yeah, that was Shea Riley with the block. Senior from Jamaica.
And I've seen Seattle play a couple of games preparing for this one, and they do a really good job time to time defensively, and they show sparks of where they can be a great defensive team. However, they struggle stringing all the defensive possessions together.
VCU's defense is done very well here at the start as well. Driving inside, Shoemaker gets that one blocked, and now a foul will send Goma to the line.
That was a double block.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wheeler and Lawal.
Glad I'm not the statistician. I don't have to figure out who you're giving credit to for that block. Yeah, there was the rebound for Goma, and then he is fouled on his way back up. He'll make the first, and so he'll join the score sheet. Freshman from right there in Seattle, Washington. Looks like they gave the block to Tobi Lawal. Tobi Lawal also picking up the foul.
That was an athletic play. What do you expect from Tobi Lawal?
Second one is off the mark. 17-8 VCU ahead of the Red Hawks. Looking for Bell. It's taken away by Cameron Tyson. Now going toward the baseline on Bell. Puts up a floater. That one will not fall. Billups pulls in the rebound.
I like the steal from Cameron Thompson. However, I do not like the shot selection. If you don't have it initially, pull it out. You got 30 seconds to run something, get a good shot at a goal. You're trailing right now. You need to get the best shot you can.
Furman driving in at the A10 logo. He'll give it up to Bell, and Bell gets the shot to follow. Head to the line for one more.
Again, I'm really appreciating Christian Furman's patience in the ball. Some guys get the ball and they feel like, oh, I got to get it. I got to hurry up and do something. But he's being very patient and letting the game develop. And so far, so good.
Bell looking to add one for a three-point play, the old-fashioned win. Freshman from London rims out, and the rebound goes to Kobe Williams. Panja back into the ball game. Sets a screen for Shoemaker, and then Tyson now. That's starting to become a crowded corner there on the right side of the basket.
Absolutely. Spacing is important if you want to get by this VCU defense.
Shoemaker has to throw up a shot just to get it off before the shot clock, but it is a shot clock violation on the air ball, so VCU will take over.
And again, I think the best defense is when the defense can force a team into a shot clock violation. That means you ran your sets and nothing was able to produce any type of crease, any type of lane to the basket, any wide open shot. Good job by VCU.
VCU has made 3 of their last 3 shots from the field, 5 of their last 7. Now you contrast that with Seattle, who hasn't made a field goal in the last 5 minutes and 17 seconds. Kind of tells you how we got to the scoreline we have right now. Shoga. He'll hand it off to Kwani. Now back in the hands of Zeb Jackson, who had a little bit of space. Misses a 3. Furman throws this one over. It'll be caught by Paris Dawson.
Zeb Jackson didn't quite have his feet set square to the basket when he shot that one.
Shoemaker trying to lose Jackson now as he tries to go inside. Turnaround jumper. Somehow rims out. Ball being smacked around. Back in the hands of Shoemaker. Oh, it finds a wide open Branton, but that's going to be a turnover. Traveling violation on Brandon Chatfield, as he was there momentarily, but just couldn't keep his feet set as he tried to go around Christian Furman.
At that point in time, you just got to go up for the floater. Try to shoot it over the top of Furman. That's the best shot you're going to get. The defense was already coming, was pretty much set. So passing up a good shot is not a good thing, especially when you're struggling to get good looks at the basket.
Jackson kicks it out. Now driving along the baseline. Shot rims out, no good. However, we have a whistle and a foul call. Tell you what, it's a tough VCU defense to score on at the start, Ed, but for Seattle, they've seen so many of their shots go halfway down and come all the way out. That's got to be a frustrating experience as well.
Absolutely. And even when those shots are going in and out, I mean, I don't think they're clean looks outside as soon as I say something.
Well, and there's a miss from Shoemaker. Shoga closed out, got a hand in his face, but I'm sure Shoga would have liked to have been a little closer when that shot left his hand.
Absolutely. So that was probably one of the cleaner looks they've had all night.
Now we'll see with the 19-8 score, VCU back with possession. Shoga. Nice little bounce pass underneath to Kwani, and he gets it to go with the reverse lay-in.
Good pass by Shoga, but also great cut by Kwani.
Going inside to Chatfield. turns around and gets that one to go over Furman.
Chatfield did a really good job of rolling and getting deep position on Furman there to make the shot a little bit easier.
Bell at the logo, gives it up to Jackson. Jackson looking for Shulga. Did it take a tip off of a Seattle Redhawk? No, says the official, so it will go to Seattle. We'll step aside. 21-10, VCU ahead of Seattle on ESPN Plus and Masson. Back here on ESPN Plus and Masson, Seattle Redhawks, VCU Rams, 21-10, VCU ahead. And, you know, we look at those stat categories, and it feels like each time we come to these, Ed, Seattle's getting closer on those stats, but they're falling further behind on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. VCU's just doing a really good job of forcing them into tough shots, really attacking the paint, getting layups and the shots that they really like. Seattle has to figure out how to contain their penetration, and also on the offensive and how to get good looks at the basket.
Well, we'll see here coming out of the inbound. There's a VCU turnover. Seattle going to call a timeout, as that was almost a 5-second violation. And it's been that kind of day for Seattle where even the inbounds aren't easy.
Well, VCU doesn't often press. However, they pulled one out of the timeout, and it looks as if Seattle just was prepared for that.
You got to think there's a chance you might see it again coming out of this timeout, especially with Seattle inbounding underneath their own basket after that turnover. VCU might see an opportunity here to get the ball back. No harm done on that turnover.
Well, absolutely. I think Seattle's going to set something up, a press break, to really relieve some stress on the guard. However, VCU, I'm not really sure if they want to press now, or they may just fall back to a man-to-man and get the defense set.
And here's a few highlights from earlier in this game, and particularly the guy you've talked about here already a few times. He's got 4 points, but Furman has also racked up 3 rebounds and an assist. Having a very good game here in the first half as Seattle gets it across half court. Just connecting with Williamson, now back in the hands of Levis. Shot from Tyson, goes in. The three-pointer falls as Tyson makes his second three-pointer of the game.
And that's the second three-pointer coming off the baseline screen. It looks like there was some failure in communication on the switch. Gave Tyson just enough time to get that shot off.
Kwani misses. Tyson pulls in the rebound. Seattle have got it to an 8-point game now. Levis trying to get around. He'll find Williamson in the corner. Now turns his back to the basket as he's starting to try to drive in on Kwani. Creates some space and gets that one to go in. Looked like he might have used his arm to hook around a little bit there.
A little bit of elbow work. But if the refs don't see it, it's not a call.
That's true. Williamson gets the 2 points along the baseline. Shulga trying to jab step. Now he'll get a screen from Furman, and Shulga sees cutting to the basket. That was Bell. Bell couldn't finish, though, and now the Redhawks have a chance to see if they can get this to a one-possession game. Foul called, and it'll be 3 free throws for Cameron Tyson.
And that's a tough call right there. Jason Nelson trying to plead his case as Tyson is jumping forward and jump into him. I don't know if I can agree.
Yeah. It's a 7-0 run for the Redhawks. Tyson misses the first free throw, another one on the way. And you just have a feeling, Ed, with the kind of, I know Seattle's starting to make more now. They've made their last 3 shots from the field, but when you're struggling from the field, you really do need to see the free throws go through.
That's correct.
11.
However, with Tyson, I think he has a scorer's mentality. no matter what. If he misses one, the next one's going in.
Yeah, he's not going to be shy. Very good scorer on this Seattle Redhawks team. Sinks that one as well. So 2 out of 3 that time for him at the line. He's got 12. Nelson. Trying to jab step. Now he's going to go toward the baseline. Beautiful feed down low, and Tobi Lawal there to send it home.
And again, a great example of patience. He didn't panic when he was trapped. Took his time, let the defense react. Found Tobi Lawal for the easy dunk.
Tyson now cutting, feeds Williamson, and Lawal comes from behind. He's going to get nailed for the foul, but made sure that Williamson didn't have the dunk to kind of try to quiet the crowd here at the Siegel Center a little bit.
Great job by Seattle using VCU's aggressiveness against them to back the cut. And just being out of place defensively for VCU led to that foul.
So Williamson will go to the line for 2 shots here. Junior from Australia makes the first.
Number 5, Fats Phillips returns. He spells Tobi Lawal.
How do you feel about Williamson's haircut there?
It's a curly I don't think I could pull it off.
I think you could.
I don't think I could. I'm Williamson, it works. I don't think it works for me. He makes both free throws here.
I know for sure I couldn't.
No. Very few in this world can, but we'll give Kobe Williamson credit for being able to do it. Fats Phillips gets it off to Jackson. Now Furman sets a screen. Good job that time by Levis to kind of stay with Jackson. As Shoga now driving into the trees, getting turned around, somehow finds Furman, driving to the basket and gets it to fall.
And the intensity defensively for Seattle was picking up. And VCU is just being very patient and finding ways to get buckets.
Hand off to Tyson. Riley inside to Williamson, spins, and have a foul called on Furman. It's on the floor.
I tell you what, Christian Furman is really showing off his touch this half. 6 points in the paint, and none of them have been dunks or easy layups. They've all been jump hook shots or floaters.
The foul being on the floor, it is the 17th foul though, so it'll be a 1-and-1 situation for Williamson. Foul on Furman is his second. Williamson with another make gives him 5 so far. Williamson came in shooting 71% from the line. It's 3 for 3 so far today.
And you jinxed him.
I did. That one's off the front of the rim. Nelson pulls it down, 25-20. VCU ahead. Jackson sees Phillips in the corner. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Dawson. So Redhawks on a little bit of a comeback here. Trying to close the half strong. Levis.
Absolutely, they just did a really good job of making it more difficult to score for VCU on the defensive end. And on the offensive end, they've been aggressive enough to get foul calls, free throw opportunities.
Williamson misses there. Jackson gets the defensive rebound.
And for VCU right now, they really want to get clean rebounds on the defensive end so they can get out in transition.
Jackson spinning around, loses it. Williamson with the steal. Neither team has had success from outside the arc yet. VCU's only knocked down 1 of 10, and it's 2 of 10 for Seattle.
All coming by the hands of Tyson.
That's true. Riley inside to Williamson. Now Williamson has started to make his living down low in the paint, and there's another example of it as he was able to get that basket to fall after backing down Wheeler. 7 points from the junior.
Seattle showing some grit. They're not going away. They came here to play.
Back to a 1-score game. Jackson left open. Couldn't connect on the 3. Rebound pulled in by Levis. And even though that shot didn't go down, that's not going to be a defensive strategy that Seattle wants to fall in love with on giving Jackson that kind of space. Williamson again backing Wheeler down. The shot goes in, and he'll head to the line to see if he can tie the ball game.
And Kobe Williamson looking like the late great Kobe right there on the post. Nice spin move. Just putting VCU to work.
25-24, VCU up 1, but we'll have a Red Hawk free throw when we come back.
Yeah, and it all starts with Cameron Tyson and Kobe Williams, they have really been all of Seattle's offense thus far. Tyson with 12 points, Williamson with 9. Tyson getting it done from the outside, Williamson taking his time on the post.
So the foul that was called on Wheeler, it's his first. That free throw falls down after rattling around for Williamson. He's now in double figures with 10. He joins his teammate Cameron Tyson with 12. Wheeler handing off to Shulga. Offensive foul called on Wheeler, so that's 2 quick ones, and the official's going to look at this one. I think there's a possible for a flagrant maybe with an elbow.
Wow.
That's usually the sign that, and yeah, the official kind of motioning an elbow there on Wheeler. That would be really bad. See here on the replay. Oh.
That's kind of tough.
A better look at it here.
It looks like a quick shot, though. It does. Unfortunately, it really does look like a quick shot. I'm not really sure what he was trying to do.
I don't know if that helps.
Yeah.
The one angle it looked bad. I don't know if that's going to help him or not. We'll see. The officials are talking about it over at the other scorers table, and they're going to get together, talk about this, and get everybody's opinion on it. I think maybe it's 1-1 right now.
I mean,
this could be the tie-breaking vote.
It just didn't look like a basketball move there. And if it was, maybe he thought about doing something and then changed his mind. I'm not quite sure. But he definitely caught the Seattle player in the face.
Yeah, it looked like it was Panja that maybe was on the receiving end of that. So we have the official come over and explain. So there you have it.
Wow.
It's a flagrant 2 ejection on Roosevelt Wheeler.
Wow. Ooh, yeah.
And I think the quick motion didn't help.
Didn't help at all.
So with Roosevelt Wheeler being ejected now at the 2:44 mark here in the first half.
That's going to put pressure on VCU's front court with Tobi Lawal and Christian Furman, I believe, both having 2 fouls.
Lawal has 3. Furman does have 2, so that is another body that they cannot use now. Panja at the line. He was on the receiving end of that. Makes the first free throw. He's a junior from Leeds, England. One of 2.
What a call there. And if you're VCU, your backs are getting on the wall right now. They have to come out and respond, starting with the defensive end.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about a double-digit lead. It was at 1 point 13 for VCU. Now it's a 1 point Seattle lead. They have closed this first half a lot stronger than they opened the ball game. Panja looking inside to Williamson. Kwani on him now. The ball comes loose, and we'll have a whistle and a foul call.
And the Ram fans are definitely letting the referees hear.
Yeah, the Ram fans don't. I think it's the timing of the whistle there. They see the ball go into the hands of Shulga, then the whistle blows. I think that's what upset him. Williamson will go to the line for another. Well, now he's going to shoot 2. That's the 10th team foul on VCU. That foul on Kwani is just his first. First one is in for Williamson as he's starting to catch Cameron Tyson in terms of most points in this half.
And he's just using his physicality down there on the post and getting any kind of shot he likes, especially with the mismatch with Kwani guarding him now.
So 12 points for Williamson, 12 points for Tyson. That's 24 of the 28 points that the Red Hawks have in this game. Shulga losing his footing. Have a whistle and a foul. He lost his footing because of a trip, according to the official, and that will be called on Vasja Panja. So 1-1 now for Shulga, and we'll get to see VCU at the line. 4 of 6 so far are the Rams. A lot fewer opportunities than the 16 we've seen from Seattle.
And the big thing for VCU on their offensive end is they're just not knocking down three-point opportunities. They're now shooting 9% from three-point, even when they get clean looks.
Shulga rims out, and Williamson pulls in a rebound. 28-25, Seattle ahead of VCU with 2 minutes to go here before the half. Shea Riley driving inside. Bell straight up, gets the stop, and the rebound.
And that's where Michael Bell really excels. Defensively, he plays as if he's a veteran at this college level.
Nelson loses the handle. Bell diving on the floor to get the ball. The whistle and a jump ball. Possession to Seattle.
And VCU just cannot get anything going offensively at this moment. Seattle's doing a great job of keeping them in front and contesting every pass and every shot.
So now we'll see Paris Dawson bring the ball up the floor for the Red Hawks. Already a 3-point lead for Seattle. Tyson, 3, that time won't go down. Shulga has it, he'll push it in the fast break to Jackson, who skies up for the jam.
And that shot by Tyson served just as a turnover. You have the momentum in your favor. Don't try to go for a home run. Just take your time, run your offense like you have been, and get a good shot.
Williamson backing down. Dawson, 3, no. Rebound pulled in by Shulga. Again, the Rams want to go in transition. Bell was falling down, though, when Shulga let it go. Tried his best to keep it. Somehow Shulga gets a steal. And now the Rams get possession back as Dawson barely almost knocks himself out running into Kwani there. Crowd on their feet here at the Siegel Center for the final minute of this half. Rams have a chance to retake the lead. Kwani driving in. No. Almost tipped in by Bell. Wouldn't go. Dawson has the rebound.
Good and timely possession for VCU. You got a chance at a 2-for-1 right there. You got to agree with the shot by Kwani.
Dawson wants to slow it down. As you said, VCU would have time for one more possession. Kicks it out to Williamson. 3, no. Rebound pulled in by Jackson. And now VCU playing for the last shot of the half. Jackson going in. Picks up his dribble, finds Shulga. 3. Off the front of the rim and no good. That is the first half. The Seattle Redhawks 28, the VCU Rams 27 as we take a break here at the half in Richmond. To start with this second half, let's start with the visiting team, the Seattle Redhawks. They have the 1-point advantage. What do you think the message from head coach Chris Victor was?
Well, they got to get somebody else involved in the offensive end. Ideally, Shoemaker. However, defensively, I think they're doing a great job. They're forcing VCU into tough shots, and VCU isn't able to hit from deep range. Now, for VCU, they got to find a way to get in transition, get some easy points, let their defense be their offense until they can figure out how to score on Seattle's defense.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see here what Coach Odom does here in this second half as VCU started out. Great advantage, up to a 13-point lead at one point, but then toward the close of that half, Seattle really closed strong. Going inside more, took the lead, held on to a 1-point advantage over VCU, but still 20 more minutes to play here in Richmond between the Redhawks and the Rams in this non-conference showdown here in Richmond. And as the pep band playing Mr. Brightside here to get the folks here at the Siegel Center pumped up, teams breaking the huddles and ready to take the floor for the second half. It will be the possession arrow pointing to the VCU Rams.
And I want to see if Max Shulga can really make an impact in this half. Seattle did a really good job of keeping him to low numbers. I think he might have 1 or 2 assists. However, VCU is going to need him to come alive, you know, if they plan on leaving here with a victory.
And, you know, we touched on it there right before we went to break. And something else to keep an eye on, one less body than VCU was expecting to have in this ball game due to the ejection of Wheeler with 2:44 to go in the half. So VCU going to be imperative that they stay out of foul trouble, especially when Lawal does check back in. Of course, that's been another reason Seattle's been able to start taking advantage. Some of these players are in foul trouble. They haven't been in as much as I know Coach Odom was planning on the rotation. Wani driving baseline, high off the glass. No, Furman with the offensive rebound. He's going to be fouled. That one got sent away, but we will see Furman go to the line anyway after the foul.
And that's what VCU has to do. Until the three-point shot starts falling, you have to attack, put pressure on the rim, and then from there, use your big bodies, push around inside to get some offensive boards.
28-27, Furman at the line. First one is up and in, and we are tied as the sophomore from St. Louis, Missouri has contributed 7 points already.
And I tell you what, Seattle did a really good job of scoring while Shoemaker was on the bench. There was no pressure after Shoemaker picked up the second foul. There was no pressure for the coach to put him back in again and risk him picking up his third early. Great job by Seattle.
Yeah, I don't know if you talked to Coach Victor and told him that Shoemaker's going to have no points in the first half. I don't know if he's expecting his Redhawks to have the lead at halftime. But that is the scenario they have right now, in large part, as you said, Ed, with some of those players stepping up, including Cameron Tyson and Kobe Williamson. Tyson almost trapped there, does find Shoemaker, puts up a three. That one goes in. It's his first basket of the game to fall, and you can tell he's relieved to see that one go in.
Absolutely. And that was good ball movement. He got to get into a rhythm and get a shot off. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Scholga picks up his dribble, almost a travel, but kept his pivot foot. Finds Bell going toward the baseline. That pass from Furman is intercepted by Kobe Williamson. Williamson had a momentary look inside toward Chatfield, but quickly was Furman to take that away. Shoemaker now driving inside, pulls up from the A10 logo, no. Williamson with the rebound. Around Kwame, now Furman forces him to change direction. That shot off the mark by Panja.
And Kwame has to be careful. He took a risk there going for a steal. Luckily, it worked out for VCU.
Well, and I think your maybe X factor the way this game has gone so far, Christian Furman did a good job with the help side defense that time to force that what would later be a Seattle miss. There's a whistle and a kickball.
And VCU is starting the second half offensively out of sorts. No clean looks, no clean passes. Everybody seems to be on a different page. They're going to have to clean that up.
Well, 18 minutes left in this game, and Lawal has checked in. Lawal does have 3 fouls. It's going to be important to see if he can stay in this ballgame without picking up that 4th foul. There is a foul. Driving the shoulder into Christian Furman. That's Branton Chatfield. Chatfield, the transfer from Washington State. See it here again on the replay.
And I'm not even sure he knew the ball was coming.
Zeb Jackson going inside to Furman. Furman altered by Williamson, but Tobi Lawal gets the ball back. No, now a couple Rams fighting over the rebound. Whistle, jump ball, possession will go to the Redhawks. It was Furman and number 8, Michael Bell, battling for the offensive rebound, and because they were battling for it, neither one could get it.
Right. But you got to love the effort if you're a VCU fan.
Shoemaker driving toward the baseline, gets a runner to go over Scholga.
And that was just a lack of effort and intensity by VCU. Commit 2 people to the ball, and yet you allow the point guard to just dribble right around you to get a 2-foot shot off.
Now Jackson starting to dribble into the corner, finds Lawal. Lawal kicks it back out to Bell. Jackson looking for Lawal, poked around. Stays with VCU. See there was Lawal on one side, and it looked like Furman was moving out of the paint to get out of the way of Jackson, so maybe a little bit of miscommunication there on what they wanted. Jackson off the screen, rims out on the inbound, and now we'll see Seattle pull in a defensive rebound with a 4-point advantage.
And VCU shooting a dismal from 3, 7.7%. If you continue to get good looks, you have to take the shot.
Right now, Shoemaker driving in on Jackson. Turnaround shot, no good. Tipped around. Chatfield had it momentarily, but it gets slapped away from him, and VCU will come away with possession. Now Jackson gets it into the other corner with Shulga. Shulga back out to Bell. Bell wants the three on the wing. Almost goes down, but rims out. Now Furman with it.
And if I'm Christian Furman, I do not bring that ball back down. I keep the ball high, and I put it up in the glass.
Jackson driving, no good. Time Chatfield had positioning.
And the officials are kind of letting them play this half. And I like games like that.
Yeah. But you know, that three from Bell that was halfway down came all the way out. It must be something with that end of the floor, because Seattle played that end of the floor in the first half, and we saw a lot of those from outside. And then once they started going inside, it was a lot easier to get it in. Shulga kicking it outside to Jackson. Of course, VCU hoping they can find the touch from long range, as you said, Ed. They're going to need to start having that fall, because that's what Seattle's giving them right now.
Right, you either have to have that fall, or Christian Furman or Tobi Lawal is going to have some type of presence down low to get an easier shot. Everything's starting on the perimeter for VCU, and it's just not working out.
That one's going to maybe be a partial block there for Williamson. He's second in career blocks in Seattle history, as there's going to be a foul called on Furman. That'll be his third. It comes with 15:08 left here in the game. Seattle 33, VCU 29. We'll step aside and be back with more college basketball after this break. We're back, 33-29, Seattle ahead of VCU. It's been 2.5 minutes since we've seen any points in this game, but for VCU, they haven't scored in 4 minutes and 30 seconds yet.
And a lot of that, you got to give credit to Seattle's defense. They're making it really hard for VCU. And along with that, VCU is 1 for 14 from 3, which is going to make the defense play off you even more. And now you're second guessing yourself. VCU has to run good offense, step into their shots with confidence, and eventually they'll knock them down.
You mentioned it in the break, Ed. Points from turnovers. Seattle started to take advantage of that. Williamson trying to back his way down over Lawal. That one won't go. Bell pulls in the rebound. VCU maybe trying a little bit in transition, but I think a wise decision there from Bell. Didn't have the numbers, pulls it back.
And you're right, that was a good decision. However, I probably would have tried to force the issue, because the half-court offense is struggling tremendously.
The ball back to Bell. Nelson, shot clock winding down. Calls for a screen. Now he's going to have to try to create the space on his own. Just throws up a shot. That's going to be a shot clock violation. And Seattle just was not giving Jason Nelson any space there.
Any space whatsoever. So with that, I probably would have preferred you attack. Even though it was like a 2-on-1 or 2-on-2, you still want to attack the transition, put some pressure on the rim, put some pressure on the referees to get you a call, walk to the free throw line, get something going that way. See the ball go through the net.
Fadeaway won't fall for Cameron Tyson. Jason Nelson, Richmond, Virginia native. Still in the ballgame, led the ball up the floor there. He's going to get that pass off the screen. Saw Jackson, but didn't want to risk a dangerous pass. Lawal, shot clock winding down again.
Lawal has to be careful.
In the corner. Jackson, nice crossover move to create some space, but couldn't get the three to fall. Battling for the rebound, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul. Looks like the foul's going to be called on Seattle this time, as it was Furman battling for the offensive rebound.
Yeah, VCU just looks so stagnant offensively. And I guess that's all because of no three-point shooting. You don't really have three-point shooting out there right now. Zeb Jackson shooting 20-something% from 3. Furman or Tobi or even Bell are not really three-point threats.
Jackson along the baseline kicks it back out to Furman. That foul, by the way, was called on Malik Goma. It's his second. Shot clock winding down again on VCU. Nelson's three, no. And that's going to be out of bounds or a shot clock violation. Take your pick. Either way, it's a turnover for VCU.
And this is ugly basketball. That's 2 air balls on force-up shots, late shot clock. VCU has to find some type of way to get some rhythm offensively.
Dawson kicks it across the floor to Panja. Panja got a little bit of space, but Bell quickly closing it out. Now, Goma has to give it back to Panja as Furman was all over him. Dawson intercepts a pass that I believe was intended for Cameron Tyson.
Now, I guess the good thing going for VCU, they're not really giving Seattle any good looks either.
Dawson makes a mid-range jumper flying away from the basket. His first points of the game. 35-29. VCU needs an answer. It's the biggest lead of the day for Seattle.
And what I'm seeing VCU do right now is they're running the spots, right? They had 3 screens that were supposed to be set, and neither screen was set.
There is a much-needed 2 from Zeb Jackson as he moves into double figures. He'll be the first VCU Ram in double figures.
And with that, still bad offense, just a bailout shot. If you want to get a good shot, you're going to have to do the little things. The little things are setting tough screens, making defenders late so they can't react to every single pass you make.
Panja moving inside. Gives it up to Dawson. They're trying to go inside to Williamson, but Tobi Lawal trying to deny the entry pass. Tyson for 3. That goes home. Redshirt senior with 15. And it's a 7-point lead for Seattle. Jackson answers with a 3 of his own.
And a great answer by Zeb Jackson. Those are one of those shots that said, no, no, no. Yes.
Going inside. Lawal blocks it from behind. Wait a minute. The official's going to look at this. We might have goaltending. 38-34. Seattle ahead of VCU. Will step aside and let you know how the decision goes on the other side of the break. Back as it's 40-30, Seattle ahead of VCU. Joe Deck and Ed Nixon with you as we get ready to take a look at our Virginia Credit Union assist to the game.
Here we have Jason Nelson just being patient in the double team to find Tobi Lawal under the basket for an easy dunk.
And again, that is the Virginia Credit Union assist of the game. With every VCU assist, Virginia Credit Union makes a donation to the Children's Hospital of Richmond at VCU. So far in this game, they've made 8 donations. VCU hoping to get a little more money for the Children's Hospital as they trail by 6. Shulga gets that inbound, and you know, one of the guys on this team that has really led the way for VCU in this game so far is Zeb Jackson. He has 14, right about his season average. But you know, you talked about one of the guys who hasn't been able to get on the score sheet yet, and I know VCU fans are hoping he does so they can pull out a win here, is the man with the ball right now, Shulga. Finds Kwani. Kwani back out to Nelson. Puts up a runner, and that's in. Nelson's first points.
But you see, that right there was good offense. They got the defense moving side to side. Great dribble penetration, pass. Nelson's able to get into the paint for an easy floater.
3 ball on the way, and that one spins home for Chatfield.
But you can't give up an easy bucket on the other end.
So after going nearly 3.5 minutes without a basket, both teams have started to heat up. Seattle 4 of their last 4, VCU 3 of their last 3 from the field. Nelson moving inside, hands it off to Furman, but he's going to be fouled.
Even though Nelson was able to get that penetration off the dribble to make the pass to lead to the foul, I still didn't like the offense. A lot of watching, a lot of dribbling. It's not sustainable.
Yeah, the foul on Riley was his second, but should bring up Ed. Good point, VCU. that offense was looking like the offense that got called for the shot clock violations just moments ago. Nelson now looking. He'll find Phillips back into the hands of Nelson. Nelson now driving inside, puts up a runner. No, but he's going to be fouled. He'll head to the line.
Better than before. He didn't get a shot clock violation. However, the offense still looking stagnant.
Well, they'll have to make the most out of their trips to the line now down the stretch. Is another foul called? Well, they said it was on Riley. Oh, Riley's off to the side there. So Riley, he picks up foul number 3. First free throw in for Nelson. As the homegrown product trying to assert himself into this ball game a little bit.
And the efforts there. Nelson usually brings a spark off the bench, and he's doing so now.
Good free throw shooter. Continues his hot trend as it cuts the deficit to 5 for VCU.
As we see VCU now put on the pressure with Seattle. Hopefully that can spark them to move their offense a little bit faster, lead to quick shots or turnover to help VCU get into transition.
Dawson driving inside. That one's going to be blocked by Phillips, and he'll pull it in. Works it over to Shulga. Now Shulga driving to the basket. Underhand layup and in!
Wow.
What a way to get
Shulga.
What a way to get on the score sheet for the first time.
Put a dipsy-do reverse to the left.
Beautiful move by Max Shulga. Averaging almost 16 points a game. That's his first 2 today. Another one here, potentially. That one goes home as well. So 3 points for the senior.
And VCU is going to need more of that if they plan on pulling out this game.
And now the crowd's starting to get a little louder here in Richmond. The Rams within 2. Dawson got past Phillips, but a timeout called by the head coach, Chris Victor, who didn't like what he was seeing and didn't like the Siegel Center starting to get loud. It's 43-41, Seattle ahead of VCU. We'll be back right after this. And we'll take another look here as the defense starting to make their presence known, and VCU has cut the deficit to 2 thanks to this play from Max Shulga.
Smooth. That was smooth. That's why you got to call him Sugar Max Shulga.
Shulga, again, a transfer from Utah State, followed Coach Ryan Odom here to VCU. He's enjoyed a very good start to his senior season, averaging nearly 16 points a game. He's hoping to heat up here down the final 9 minutes and 18 seconds to get closer to that average. But right now, VCU back within 2. This is an important possession, though, underneath the basket. Inbounded to Williamson.
Luckily, there was some confusion there for Seattle because VCU was a half step late.
Crowd still loud coming out of the timeout. Shoemaker can't lose his marker.
Good defense by Nelson.
Shot clock winding down. Williamson spins, and that's a shot clock violation on Seattle. Williamson had no idea, and the Seattle bench wasn't counting down.
I mean, that's what happens when the crowd starts getting into it. The defense is pressuring you. You're not as sound of mind.
I was going to say that first place Williamson looked after the shot clock violation was over to his bench. He couldn't believe it. Kwani.
I will say this, his spin move is pretty deadly.
It is. Phillips trying to back Shoemaker down. That's going to be a size disadvantage for Shoemaker, but Phillips couldn't finish. Kwani came in a little hard, couldn't quite corral it. Shoemaker does get the rebound.
Good defense by VCU. The intensity has stepped up a little bit.
And now you see Williamson trying to figure out if he can do the backspin or whether he's going to go front facing to the basket. That one was off the mark. It is an offensive rebound for the Redhawks, who have done much better since the start of this game on the offensive rebounding. We'll have a whistle. The shot clock went to 30, and it wasn't supposed to go to 30. saying VCU did not have possession. So that's why the shot clock would not reset to 30 seconds. So we'll get that sorted out.
And if you're VCU, you really have to work on
maybe saying the shot clock started too early. Now it's at 29. Well, let's get that sorted out. I'll let you finish your point in.
Well, if you're VCU, you want to really you want to put a cap on the defensive effort you just did for 20 plus seconds and get that rebound securely so you can get out and run. Once Seattle gets their defense set, VCU's been struggling to score. So they want to take any opportunity they can to get in transition to get easier baskets. And the first part of that is playing defense and securing the rebound.
They're going to say that shot never hit the rim even. So 7 seconds on the shot clock for Seattle. And an opportunity here for VCU, as you said, Ed, if they can finish off this possession strong, get another stop, it's another chance to tie the game or potentially take the lead.
You have to get a stop.
Yep,
protect the basket.
Williamson gets the inbound underneath.
What is Max doing?
Furman is going to get called for a foul. He came in behind and grabbed the arm of Williamson. Well, they're going to call it on Kwame. I thought they had the foul on Furman. I thought he signaled 21, but apparently that was a 13.
Now, I have a question. Now, I could be wrong, but if I'm guarding the man out of bounds, it's usually that player's job to protect the basket from backdoor cuts like that from the beginning. That was a blown opportunity by VCU.
Tobi Lawal will come in for Furman. Williamson made the first free throw, has another one coming. Lead out to 3. That one is off the mark. Shulga pulls in the rebound. Kwani gives it off to Shulga. Shulga draws the foul on Williamson. That will be, believe it or not, his first.
Wow.
44-41, Seattle ahead of VCU. We'll take a break and be back with more men's college basketball after this. 44-41, Seattle ahead of VCU here on Masson and on ESPN+. Joe Deck and Ed Nixon with you. And Ed, right now for VCU, they made 4 of their last 5 shots. They've held the Redhawks scoreless from the field for the last 2 minutes and 49 seconds. But they've got to start making the most of their opportunities, not only from the field, but they've got to keep that defensive stop because the points that Seattle has gotten has been from the line.
Absolutely. So I think the defense intensity has taken a step up. However, they need to find a way to capitalize on these opportunities before, Seattle comes down and makes a big shot. This game could go either way. It's still in the balance.
Shulga misses the free throw. Williamson pulls in the rebound.
And that's the second time he was short on the front end of a one-on-one.
That hurts, and now we'll see Williamson get the feed down low. Chatfield with a turnaround jam. 7 points from the redshirt junior from Idaho. 46-41, Seattle out of the whack right now, trying to pull off an upset of VCU. Jackson found Billups. Billups fires a fastball to Lawal. It's bobbled, and then Williamson takes it away.
No spacing there.
Tyson throws one off the glass, no good, but Chatfield with the rebound. Now Billups with a steal. Billups trying to push it up the floor to Shulga, bounces off his foot and straight to Seattle.
Just an ill-advised pass. No space in there. You gotta at least allow Max to get into a lane to make that pass a little bit easier.
Shoemaker right now trying to direct traffic. Fed inside to Chatfield. Chatfield, Shoemaker in the corner, nails the 3.
Big shot by Shoemaker. And just like I told you, VCU had to take advantage of the opportunities they had because it's only a matter of time before another shot is made by Seattle.
49-41, Seattle ahead. Lawal straightaway three, rattles home. And the sophomore from England now is 7.
And VCU fans kind of held their breath. They're not used to seeing Tobi Lawal take those shots.
Kwani trying to reach around and poke it out from behind. Got a piece of it, but Seattle's able to save it.
And usually that's a VCU steal.
Shoemaker's shot altered that time and off the mark. VCU gets a stop. Now Kwani trying to spin around. He's fouled by Williamson.
And Kwani walks to the line. Shooting a 1-on-1. He's an 82% free throw shooter. And then VCU really needs these as well.
Yes, they do. It's going to be big for Kwani. Misses that one. It's out of bounds, and it will go to Seattle.
And VCU, again, shooting himself in the foot, not taking care of the free throws.
Down to 64% as a team in this ball game, and it's hard to win games with that kind of free throw percentage.
Along with the three-point percentage.
That's true. It's only 16.7% there. Shoemaker pulls it out. Going toward the baseline. Back out to Williamson for three. Rattles out, no good. We'll have a whistle and a foul going to be called on VCU.
VCU got very lucky right there.
Furman picking up his 4th personal.
Williamson's shot hit every part of the rim and didn't go in.
Chatfield trying to back Furman down now, and he's going to get that one to go. 9 points for Chatfield. And Furman's going to have to be careful with 4 fouls the rest of the way. Jackson backed off a little bit, now finds Lawal. Lawal thinking about it, feeds it inside to Furman. Williamson came in to double team, and Furman couldn't finish at the basket. 51-44 Seattle.
And that's pretty good offense. However, at this juncture in the game, I want my shot coming from Max. I want my shot coming from Zeb, or maybe even Jay Nelson.
Offensive foul on Chatfield. Stuck the leg out on the screen. And that'll be 4 on Chatfield.
I would kind of actually blame that on Shoemaker. You have to wait until your offensive player or the screener is completely set before you start moving. He kind of set his teammate up right there.
Chatfield, who started to come alive here toward the final moments of this ball game, picking up 4 fouls. He's something to keep an eye on. Mentioned Furman has 4 for VCU. Nelson finds Jackson. Jackson tried to see if he could get Shoemaker in the air. He will this time. He's going to be fouled. Shoemaker can't believe it.
And I got to say this. That's a heady play by Zeb Jackson to get that foul. Was he behind the three-point line? No, he walked to the line for 2.
Foot was on the line. I think, yeah, the official was just double-checking there. Over at the scorer's table, it should be 2 shots. So as Jackson goes to the line to shoot 2, these are going to be important free throws. First one is in. The foul on Shoemaker was his 3rd.
And if VCU is unable to pull this game out, they're going to really look back at the turnovers and the free throw shooting that really came back to bite them.
Zeb Jackson was 16 in the game. Tanja turns it over. Jackson with a steal. Shot clock did not reset.
Oof. Tough break by VCU.
It's a tough break for VCU, but it could have been worse. They didn't keep moving in transition. They had stopped and started to set up a half court, so they're going to have to figure out how much time should be on that shot clock. But
I agree. However, the defense wasn't completely set.
That's true.
The defense wasn't completely set. And just looking at how this game has went, when the defense is set, VCU has struggled. But like I said before the first, for the 8-minute mark, if I'm VCU, as soon as I get them out of bounds, I'm pressing them. I have to make Seattle be uncomfortable. Right now, they've been too comfortable for the majority of the game.
Shulga sees Lawal in the corner, and that goes down. Tobi Lawal heating up for three. He's in double figures.
Now, I've seen Tobi work on that. This is my first time, well, this is the first time for the Grand fans to really see Tobi shoot that type of shot. But he steps in with confidence because he's shot it so many times in practice.
It's a 2-point game. Tyson pulls up. Shot is short. Rebound for Furman.
VCU got to run.
Jackson, three. Off the back iron. Williamson with the rebound.
Again, a momentum, trying to get a dagger. That's going for a home run. You don't need a home run. You just need a great shot.
Panja gets a screen, now sees Williamson. Furman quickly out there to try to body him up. Williamson trying to go around. Shot goes in. Williamson with a tough shot, he's got 15. 53-49, Jackson through, layup in with the left hand.
See, on these makes, if I were VCU, I would press.
Trying to trap him in the half court. Panja with it now.
You can tell Seattle just isn't comfortable with the press. So press them. They'll shoot ill-advised shots, make ill-advised passes, help you get in transition.
53-51. Seattle up by 2, under 2.5 to go in the game. Shoemaker gets a screen. Ball is loose. It's picked up by Zeb Jackson. Dishes it to Lawal, going inside. Ball's loose, picked up. Shulga for three. No. Lawal with the offensive rebound. Nelson. Yes!
Oh!
Nelson
Big shot for Nelson. VCU takes the lead. And who was there for the offensive rebound? Our player to watch, Tobi Lawal.
First lead since the first half, and now they're pressing. Timeout call by Seattle. The Rams with the 1-point lead here at the Siegel Center. We'll be back with a thrilling finish here on Masson and ESPN Plus right after this. (54-53), VCU has retaken the lead following a big three-pointer from Jason Nelson.
Bingo. And VCU has struggled from the three-point line all game long. But Jason Nelson with a timely three when it really mattered.
And Seattle calling a timeout. They'll have one timeout remaining for the final minute, 54 seconds. They've gone to those timeouts when they've been pressed, as we talked about in the break, Ed.
Absolutely.
That's only one more chance to bail you out on a press.
And if I'm VCU, I want to keep the pressure up. Shoemaker is really their only ball handler.
And even he, on that, when he was starting to get pressed, retreated to his own back corner.
They're not comfortable, and like I said, you want to make Seattle uncomfortable. They've been too comfortable the whole game, running their offense with their defense. Make them do something they don't like.
Shoemaker gets it over now with a minute and a half to go. Finds Tyson.
And Tyson's definitely, if he gets a slightest sight at the basket, he's going to try to let it go.
Shoemaker three, off the mark, no. Chatfield with the board.
Great block by Tobi Lawal. He is just so quick off his feet.
Well, we mentioned he's going to be our player to watch, and you can tell why. A huge block from behind, his second of the game. Shulga looking for help as he picked up his dribble. Whistle. Timeout called by Coach Odom. VCU will have 2 timeouts for the final minute and 1 second left in this one. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here.
And I love the timeout by Coach Odom. Max was trying to be aggressive, see if he could find something. Couldn't find anything and found himself in no man's land. Great timeout by Coach.
Well, right now for VCU with the 1-point advantage, here you see it again. There was the missed 3. Seattle, though, gets that offensive board. Chatfield thinking, I've got this put back. But from behind, it was Tobi Lawal.
Yes, Tobi with the block from behind. Tobi has made crucial plays throughout the second half. One with his 3-point shooting ability. Secondly, with his offensive rebounding. And now saving the day on a block shot.
Lawal in double figures with 10 points. He also has 4 rebounds and 2 blocks in 19 minutes. I was talking to you during the break. I was like, hard to believe when you look at his numbers. You're like, oh, only 4 rebounds. And then you look at the minutes played and you're like, wait, he's done all that in 19 minutes.
Right. With 3 fouls for the majority of the game.
Hasn't picked up any in the second half yet. Furman gets it back to Shulga. 1 minute remaining. VCU up 1. Shulga going to be fouled, and if that foul is on Panja, they're okay. It is on Panja, so that'll be just his second.
Big free throws for Max. He missed 2 front ends earlier. How will it go down?
Makes the first, touched every part of the rim before going down for the senior from Kiev, Ukraine. Two for 2. 5 points for Shulga, but the last 2 were massive. It's a 3-point lead for the Rams.
And now the Stewart-Siegel Center is alive.
Shot on the way, air ball, no. You talked about if Tyson got space, he didn't have space, and he took it anyway.
He thought he did. Zeb Jackson did a really good job of staying down, being disciplined on the defensive end.
And that was one that I'm sure Coach Victor is going to wish he hadn't taken because there was plenty of time on the shot clock. No need to rush that shot.
Absolutely. Now if you're Seattle, you have to really sit down on your defensive, on the defensive end, not foul, and send VCU to the line for 2.
That's true. They don't have to foul. They just need a stop. Shulga directing traffic. Calls for a screen. He'll get it. Chatfield coming out. That foul is on Chatfield, and that should end his night.
A circus shot by Max.
Circus shot. Unfortunately, not the NBA, so it won't count. So Chatfield will foul out with 9 points. He contributed 8 boards as well. It was a factor for Seattle, and that's a big loss for the Redhawks if they're able to get this game into overtime.
Well, here's the thing with that. Max Shugla was all the way out by half court. You did your job. You did your job. Get out the way, let your teammate recover under, and get back to playing solid defense. When you're a little bit too extra, too aggressive. In that situation, you have 4 fouls as well, you have to be smarter than that.
A 7-0 run for VCU that could potentially get up to 9-0 if the free throws go down. It'll be 2 free throws for Shulga. And the timeout for a substitution after 5 fouls is over. See a timeout drifting on either team's timeout tally, so this makes me think it was basically an extra timeout while Seattle figured out who they wanted to bring into the ball game.
It'll be a smart decision. Be a smart decision to go ahead and plan for any situation that may occur.
Shulga makes the first, has 1 more on the way. Two for 2 from the line. And the young man from Ukraine making his presence known here down the stretch. Now he's involved in a trap. They want to hurry Seattle up. Shot clock is dead. Shoemaker driving inside. Foul on Lawal. It goes in. That's 4 on Lawal. Shoemaker has a chance now with 10 points to make it 11 and get this to a 2-point game.
Now, I know how I've been saying I like the press, but at this point in the game, I'm not sure if I'd have went with the press. I probably would have full court man-to-man, work them up the court, take some time off the clock, let them try to run a set. But, however, great job by Shoemaker attacking the aggression by VCU. Let's see if he can finish the play. Knocks it down.
So a 2-point game. VCU leads with 9.4. We're going to have a foul. The ball is out. Billups is in.
Now, if you're VCU, you would love to see Max, who just hit 3 in a row, or Zeb Jackson, one of the top free throw shooters on the team.
He'll be fouled by Shoemaker. 4 on Shoemaker. So Jackson heads to the line. Big free throws on the way here for Zeb Jackson. Coming in 8 of 9 on the season from the line. In this ball game, he is a perfect 6 for 6. Whistle, and the last timeout of the game being used by Seattle. It'll be a full timeout with 8 seconds left. And maybe going over the scenarios here on what happens on that second free throw.
Absolutely. If I'm VCU, I want to sink both of them. However, say for instance you don't. Seattle needs to discuss, okay, how are we going to go about this? What are our plans? Who are we going to get the ball to? Are we going to set a screen, a flat screen, and try to get us some more space? How are we going to handle it?
Well, right now, again, Jackson with 2 big free throws on the way. VCU up 2. Making both makes it really hard for the Redhawks to come down the floor and get this game tied and keep the game alive. Now, you were telling me a story pregame about a scenario where you felt pretty good about being up 4 and then a foul on a 3-point shot. That's basically the only way Seattle will be able to tie it up on one possession.
Yes, absolutely. It was VCU versus Stephen F. Austin, actually. And, yeah, fouled on a 3-point play late in the game. You didn't have to foul at all. If he makes a shot, it didn't matter. However, got the foul, went into overtime and lost. Now, for VCU, I think that Zeb's going to knock both of these down. But if he doesn't, and they get the ball, I want the ball in Shoemaker's hand, and I want to find a way to get Tyson open for a shot.
Tyson has been held relatively quiet of recent. Only 15 points. A lot of players would take 15-point days for a quiet day, but recently has not been on the score sheet. Jackson makes the first.
I believe he scored 12 in the first half.
Yeah. Really quiet second half. 19 for Jackson, a chance to get to 20. Good.
Smooth.
4-point lead. Shoemaker gets it back to Dawson. Slapped away. It'll be out of bounds, but if nothing else, there's only 2.7 seconds left on the clock. And again, math, it gets hard for the Redhawks now.
Absolutely. If you're VCU, no fouls.
Oh, absolutely. Even if he catches it, just let him shoot it. 3-pointer. Off the mark. No good. VCU wins 60-56, taking down the Seattle Redhawks here at the Siegel Center.
And this was not a pretty win. However, it's a win nonetheless. And you don't want to lose to Seattle, a bye game.
Yeah. 20 points from Zeb Jackson as he leads the way for the Rams. Cameron Tyson did his best, but was not enough as the VCU Rams, as Ed said, maybe not the prettiest win of the season for VCU, but a win nonetheless as they knock off the Seattle Redhawks 60-56. We'll step aside and be back with the postgame show on the other side of the break. 60-56, VCU over Seattle here at the Siegel Center. Joe Deck and Ed Nixon with you. And Ed, it was a very tight ball game. VCU early looked like they were going to blow Seattle out, but the Redhawks, to their credit, came back, had a lead, held on until nearly the very end when VCU got the lead back and didn't let it go.
Absolutely. I think that Seattle did a really good job of fighting hard to stay into this game. And VCU did a really good job of keeping it close enough. They could have folded their tents in. However, they stuck in there, played well enough, got into transition, got some easy buckets. Big shout out to Tobi Lawal making 2 big threes. And then the biggest three of the night was Jason Nelson shooting the corner three, or excuse me, the wing three to take the lead.
Yeah, and you see here some of the turnovers, and Max Shulga, maybe he didn't light up the score sheet like he's used to, but that was a big assist as he found Tobi Lawal for a 3. And then Shulga again with another assist on a Lawal 3.
Well, yeah, Max didn't really have a big scoring game. However, he still had 7 rebounds and 7 assists. And then he made clutch free throws when VCU needed it.